Hi, my name is Abby Ilbari. This is video blog 4 for my risk management class. Today the question is to select an institutional review board application form online and describe the information that are typical IRB application requires when you're using data, say like in EHR for research, and also identify at least 3 most important sections of the IRB application form and focus more on them in what I'm going to be discussing today. So, what is Institutional Review Board? Institutional Review Board are also known as Independent Ethics Committee, Ethical Review Board, Research Ethics Board. They are a committee that applies research ethics by reviewing the methods proposed to research to ensure that propose for research to ensure that they are ethical. The boards are formally designated to approve or reject and monitor any review of biomedical and behavioral research involving human beings. The purpose of IRB is to ensure that appropriate steps are taken to protect the rights and welfare of humans participating as subject in the research study. So my example today is going to be about radiology. I was able to pull a form from Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's website about on applying for this form is from the radiology department, and it is an IRB application for medical imaging dose estimate. I'm gonna be showing you that in a second. Hold on. Turn my camera the other way. So, the beginning says RIB application for medical imaging dose estimate is from the radiology department. From this form, you can already see that the first line is asking for the study title or an RIB number. The second is the principal investigator, like the study coordinator, the phone number and email address of the study coordinator. And then when you look below in the box, it's also asking for the diagnostics x-ray, exam requested or portion of the body to be imaged. Is the request exam standard of care? So if this is a research, then I believe that answer will be no, because it's a research that they're doing right now for future care, if it all goes well. And then it asks for frequency of the imaging exam. And then the other box says CT scan, the same question. The third one is the nuclear medicine, same question, frequency. Is it of standard of care? What part of the body will be imaged? And if the exam is not standard of care, please provide detail of imaging requests. This section also will be signed by the RSO, and then it will also include a radiation dose estimate for requesting exam, and this will be sent off for approval or denial. So for radiation, all human subject protocols that involve exposing individuals to radiation must be submitted to the research lab and safety services for review and approval. What would jump out? Well, there was more to this than this paper. I just wanted to show the actual IRB application. What will really jump out will be the contact information, the type of radiation that exposure, if the radiation exposure is for research purpose only, where the radiation procedure is to be performed, if radiation procedures will be used as standard protocol. So those are what would jump out: the contact, the exposure, the purpose of the research, the procedure to be performed, and the standard protocol of the procedure. The second question asks about how this will relate, I guess, to EHR. So an example would be like, you go to a doctor's office, he collects data on you, your information, your measurement, your temperature, your weight, everything's being stored in an EHR system. So now, if there was a research that was being done, CDC can request information sent to them, and those data can be sent to CDC for a research. Or if it was a teaching hospital or a research facility such as Emory, they also have a regular hospital or doctor's office there. They can use some of the data for their research. So that is how this can be connected to the EHR system. Now, the growing availability of electronic medical records and large database of health information, like what I use now at work, Epic, can actually give researchers a range of opportunities because the computerized searches of large patient medical information can assist them in better understanding the disease patterns. So they can, through all the data that is being put into this system, they can see the pattern, or they can estimate, the pattern of a certain disease, and through that they can do research on it. Research on the pattern or treatment or contribution of the genetics and other factors in the health. This possibility also can, most importantly, raise a number of ethical and legal and regulatory challenges. I'm going to use myself for an example. I know sometimes there was a couple of times when I had taken my son to the doctor's office. One, we had seen I want to say an occupational therapist, and like months later we had gotten some kind of letter from them saying that they wanted to do a research, and they wanted to use his record and actually have him come in for the research, which I never did. There was another one where because we had gone to a doctor's office and my son had actually gotten some kind of shot, we had gotten a letter saying that they would like to also do a research on, use him as a research, which I never responded to that. So stuff like that, through the EHR system that my son's data was put in, that's how his information was being used, was being pulled to be used for him to be used for research, and that could become a legal issue if, let's say, that information, his personal information, had gotten out or something like that. So these are the regulatory challenges that could come up with data being stored in an EHR system for research purposely. And that concludes my presentation for today. Thank you. Bye.